Hello and welcome to Pau in the southwest of France for the International Canoe Federation's 5th World Cup of the 2015 season. It's the World Cup Finals. 290 athletes from 50 nations are going to be competing on the Pau White Water Course. Over the weekend, we're going to be following course side the 5 traditional classes, and today we have 3 finals, starting with the men's canoe singles, that's the C1, then the women's canoe singles, that's the C1 also, and finally the men's kayak singles. I'm Matthew Layton, and today my guests, we're going to have loads of guests in fact, but we're going to start off with Alexandra McGee from Canada, Ethan Hodgson from Australia. Hello to you.
Hi.
Hello.
Conditions, what are the conditions like?
Conditions are real nice, beautiful sun, not too hot though, which is awesome for the athletes. Yeah, I think that it's a sweet course and I'm excited to see everyone go.
Well, as you've been on the water, it looks lovely and bubbly out there.
Yeah, I'd say the conditions, well, the good conditions are more refined to the environment outside the water, because as soon as you get on the water, it is rough. You might, if you're new to this, you might think that it's easier than what it actually is. It's really boily, really pushing us around, so it's going to be an exciting final.
And as we can see, go back to basics, there's going to be 24 different gates to negotiate. The green and white down, the red and white up. And you've just seen on the graphics on your screen, there are 6 gates strategically placed, which is where often the time is made and lost. The first event we're going to cover is the canoe singles. It's been a competition that started on Friday with the qualifications. The top, let's go cut off there quickly. We have the World Cup standings. So who's leading what? It's Stan Jezek from the Czech Republic who's leading, hasn't made it into the final. Matej Beneš should look extraordinarily powerful this weekend. Benjamin Savcek hasn't made it to the final. David Florence hasn't made it to the final. And Alexander Liptovsky hasn't made it to the final. So it looks like it's Matej Beneš in the driving seat at the moment. And throughout the weekend, he's looked good. Here's the start list of the 10 finalists. They're the fastest over the weekend. And as I say, Matej Beneš is looking strong. Fabien Lefebvre, who hasn't really been in his boat, he claims, much in the last few months, is also looking very, very good. Obviously, he's United States, but he was brought up not too far away from here training. And there's a lot of local knowledge. It's Thomas Cochlin from Switzerland, but he's part of the Kinepi, I guess that's the wrong pronunciation, but we'll go cover it.
Kayaking P.
Kayaking P, which is a group of independent paddlers formed in 2006, which basically work out, train here, self-supporting group, and it's benefiting him. Ooh, not on gate number 5 though.
Yeah, it was quite interesting. He started off with a spin, so he looks quite conservative. I'd say he's quite nervous. He looks a little bit on his edge going into 8, but he's actually got into 8 all right and out through to 9, so little shaky start.
I would say it's quite challenging also for righties because it's a very lefty, like the lefty paddlers get to stay on their onside, but it's a bit of a challenge for righties who have to kind of be on their offside for that hard spin.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I found it quite difficult on my semi-final run. He's coming down the bottom section, and after working so hard on the top, I think he's going to struggle. I found it quite difficult in my run, and I think you'll see a lot of these competitors, if they don't have a smooth top section, they could really find themselves in trouble with not having enough energy out of the 16 into the Kraken move.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a challenge to make up time. I hope that he does, but we'll see how he does this.
Ooh. Struggling a little bit out of the Kraken, that stopper just there, that big white fluffy stopper. We call that the Kraken, and he's just got away with it, and I don't think it's going to be any leading time set here, but he's put in a good effort.
It's not bad going. The fastest time in the semi-final was Matej Beneš in 99.64, 2 seconds ahead of Fabien Lefebvre.
Comes across the finish, last little bit going in there, and I think he'll be well outside the podium today.
So he does have local knowledge, so perhaps he's not happy with that, but the only other final of a World Cup event that he actually has so far this season, any season in fact, is 5th in Krakow, so he's certainly stepping up this season.
I'm very excited about the next paddler actually, Pierre-Antoine. This is, I think, his first final, and he's also a local to the area. He knows this course like the back of his hand, and I expect he will do very well. So fingers crossed for Pat.
Yeah, for Pat, it'll be really exciting. I'm super excited to see him. Let's see how he does.
Yeah, well, he was fast in the semi-final, but he had 4 seconds of penalties.
Yeah, he's really got some speed on the boat. And
He's also a righty.
yeah, he's also a righty. It's quite tricky for the righties, but I think he's going to do quite well here. Wow, great start through the 1-2-3. Thomas opted for the spin, but he's gone direct, so Pat definitely will be up on this split.
It's a nice up.
Yeah, really nice. And he'll just... Oh, he's gone the direct.
Wow. And he nailed it. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
He told me that he was actually going to try that in his semi-final run. I don't think he got around to doing it, but he's pulled it off here in the final. And look, he's 5 seconds up already.
Wow.
He's looking great.
Yeah.
And they're coming out in front of it. It's quite interesting that gate number 12 is actually above gate number 11.
Yeah, same with gate 17 and 18, I believe.
Yeah. It's a bit of a challenge. You definitely have to opt for the spin there. I haven't seen anyone go the direct on that move.
Mardikin did.
Did he go the direct?
Yeah, Mardikin and a few other lefties went direct.
Amazing.
Yeah.
We're still nearly 6 seconds up.
Yeah. This could be a reasonable time.
This could be a winning run. I mean, it's a hard course, so trying to go conservative. Wow. That was real good.
And this is where we saw in the semi-finals that a lot of time changed hands.
Yeah, I really think that move across the wave there from 18 to 19 is the pivotal move. So if you get it, you're going to probably be up 3 seconds on someone that does it quite average.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And then it's just an exhausted sprint to the line because it's
Let's
quite
go, let's
a
go.
long race, this one.
Nice.
Yeah,
There it goes. 5 or 6 paddle strokes and it's all over.
Oof.
Well, he's happy with that.
That was great.
yeah, the local boys really pulled it out. I think he's really happy with that run. I would be if I had
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
With a direct?
I think that could be a podium.
I think it could be,
Well, it's
too.
by far the fastest one of the day so far. As I mentioned, Matej Beneš did 99.64 and everyone said, wow.
Well, Mate did float across the line, so I'd be interested to see what he can pull out. Maybe he was holding back a little bit, or I don't know.
Trying for a solid semi-final.
I know in Lyceia he said he was conservative because it's all about the internal Slovakia trials, which was the best of 5, and he came off to the best start last week. And Slavkovsky actually missed the final, which is not looking good for him. It's Luka Bozic, who did make his first C2 final last week in Lyceia. He's becoming better and better in C1. He's really putting a bit of time in it here.
Yeah, he's definitely the one to watch on our team. We definitely do look to his lines because he's quite smooth. You'll notice even through there, that looked effortless for him. And he has great control. Look at that there, super flat boat. I imagine he's going to come into this up. Oh, just a little bit high.
Yeah.
Whereas a second or two guys have actually taken out gate number 5.
It's very tempting to just push in a little bit early onto that and not run the bow around. And he's just... Yeah, he's got through there all right. He's pretty clean there, so he could make up a little bit of time. He's still 2 seconds down, but Pierre-Antoine's run was very, very good. It'll be a hard time to beat.
Opting for the spin. That was nice.
We're on the World Ranking event here it was in May. He actually came first, and didn't he win the French trial? So he's actually he's certainly able to. No, I'm talking about Pierre. I was talking rubbish. He was talking about losing. He's 5 seconds off the pace. That's why both of you were looking at me with wide eyes.
Yeah, I think here we come down into the move, and if you watch this, if he can get off here nicely, yeah, he hasn't quite got it. You want to be able to run.
And he got a 50 at 17. That's too bad. Didn't spot that.
So yeah, he's a bit heavy on his edge. He looks really tired. He's worked very, very hard at the top trying to make up that time that he's lost in the touch, and the 50, everything looks like it's run away from him now. So I think it's better luck next time.
Yeah, so Pierre-Antoine Siard still in the lead.
But I believe 66 athletes started out, so to make the top 10 anyway is some achievement.
Extremely challenging, and there was some really, really good contenders there. Nico Pichier didn't make it through, and he's a local as well. So
He made a bit of noise when he came across the line.
yeah.
Well, if you look at the World Cup standings, many of the leaders, as we mentioned earlier, aren't in the finals. So
I think 5 out of the top 6 didn't make it through, so it's extraordinary.
it's a testament to the challenging nature of this course. Yeah, you almost feel at times that you're a slave to the water, and it can be very overpowering.
Wait, Vitas Gerbash, who is capable of putting down some quick times.
Yeah, he features in a lot of finals. Hopefully he can pull something out here today and maybe pick up a medal. He definitely has it in him. Flat, nice. So he's had a good start there. Let's see if he opts for the spin. I imagine he will, as he's a lefty, which he holds the paddle on the left-hand side. Now it's important that he gets a clean exit here and jumps these two waves.
He's sitting a little bit back, even with the penalties, 4 seconds off the pace.
Yeah, it'll be hard to make this up from here, and when you know you're down at this point, it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
These overhead images, which are shot by the 250-meter long cable cam, are they fairly new to you guys for training purposes? Could you use them?
I think that they're very great and to see the lines and stuff on the water, but then you can't really see from close, which is a bit challenging for using for training. But I definitely like watching the lines that they take from above.
Well, the two mates so far on the podium, and they're watching this run. It's not going to be a threat.
Kayaking Pete, sticking together.
Yeah. And it looks like the Kraken's got the best of Gabas. Yeah, he's struggling at the end here, and I think he's putting it all in, putting his best effort forward, and I don't think it's going to be enough.
Just shows how really difficult it is, because you athletes are extraordinarily fit, and you're still really panting at the end, aren't you?
It's an extremely tiring course. Like the design, you need to conserve some energy for the bottom. I think that 23-24 is quite difficult for lefties as well, finishing on an up on your offside when all the current is pushing towards the left. I could imagine. I'm a righty, so...
It's tough as a lefty, I'd say. I'm a righty as well, so I get the advantage at the end.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to think of this course, it's kind of like quicksand. The more you struggle, the worse it is for you.
Yeah.
And you'll see the athletes that are struggling the least will probably perform the best. The ones that are head down, look like they're putting everything into every stroke, are probably going to be a little bit slower.
Easy to say, difficult to do, I guess. Sidivis Tasiadis, he's the Olympic medalist. He's one of the most talented athletes out there with one of the shortest paddles.
Yeah, and he's paddling his own boat as well.
What's this design?
It's the pink and yellow, my preferred boat as well.
Yeah.
He's very good at paddling it. I think he's going to put in a great time here if the season's any indication to his performance today. And he's got that spin reasonably well, and he's just a little bit low though. A little bit, but I think it's going to be okay. And then the important drive over these two stoppers here. Only 1.3 down, so he's not doing too badly. He could take it all back in that bottom move, so...
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. Now this... Yeah, he's not too bad there. It's very important that through that back section you want to look for the boats jumping up flat and dry. You're looking that every hit that you take on a stopper could cost you up to 1 second. So for the untrained eye, you probably see, no difference between a lot of the runs, but keep an eye out for that.
Well, he's made 2 finals so far, yet to have a podium this year, which is quite rare because of...
Wow, this started off nicely.
Is there a perfect line on that one? I guess there must be.
I didn't have the pleasure of running this course today, but it's a real fun move when you execute it well.
Yeah, it's
well, he's still let's go back. He's still going to be in medal contention.
Whoa.
Moves into second place.
Going off the first runs, I'm not sure if it's going to hold up, but it's a fast time. He should be happy with it.
It was a good run.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll tell him. Ask him. You should be happy with that.
We're happy for you.
Yeah.
Franz Anton next to go. Interesting because this morning at the crack of dawn, on 9 o'clock, he was the first of the semi-finalists to go. And it was when most people were still having their breakfast, but he put down a cracking run.
Yeah, he did. I was actually out of the boat looking to his run for sort of cheating, really, like cheat the lines. You try and get the advantage of going later.
He's definitely one of the righties I really like to watch as well.
Yeah.
Very good paddler.
And he looked extraordinary on the water this morning, so let's see if he can pull it off on this run and just push it a little bit faster.
And I believe he's also paddling C2 later on today with...
with Benson.
Yeah, exactly. So he'll have to keep a little bit of energy for later.
It's going to be interesting this weekend because the K1 women and the C2 men haven't actually seen any action yet. So it's going to be a busy afternoon. We're struggling a bit there, though.
Yeah, a little struggle.
He's hasn't gone for the direct that Pierre-Antoine went for. I'd imagine, he's just down the split by 2.5 seconds. So he's got a little bit to make up on this bottom section, but if he can get the perfect line in the Kraken move in the gate 18 area, then he could make it up.
Nicely executed spin.
It's a reasonably clean jump over that stopper there. And let's see how he goes through this combination here, and reasonably dry, really nice.
Nice upstream.
Well, he's 3 and a bit seconds off the pace, but really putting together a good second section.
Yeah, but it all comes down to this move. He could make up a couple of seconds just in this one move, and he has nailed it. Absolutely nailed it, and he'll cut off the corner of this hole here, just through there, and I think he's on a good run.
I think he could definitely push into second place.
I don't think
know
fitness
about
is going to be a
first,
problem. Let's see how he goes. Time to go for third place is 1:04, second place 100, and first place is just out of reach at the moment.
Oh.
No, he moves into third place at the moment.
Nice effort from
Often doesn't show that much emotion. Can you read something there?
I think that he was just exhausted. But he definitely lost a lot of time at that spin, I think.
Well, if you fail to read emotion in the last one, you'll have a real problem on the next one. It's the legend of the sport.
Oh, Mardikan, yeah.
He actually did give they're doing live interviews when they're coming off the course, and he actually he did give an interview, which is great.
Yeah.
I think it's 8 words.
I say hi to him all the time. He's real nice. No, I think that this is a real stressful competition. It's really important for the Slovaks. So right now, Macho Benush has an advantage since he won in Seo. So now Mardikan needs to win this in order to equalize points for the Olympic selections for Slovakia, which consists of Laseo results, Po results, and London World Championships results.
Plus 2 internal trials.
Exactly. So right now Macho Benush has the advantage. I think he has 6 points, and Mardikan and Slavkovsky have 3 points.
Slavkovsky's
each.
missed off. Well, so far he's 3.4 seconds down. Have you seen anything interesting?
Well, he's picked up the 2-second penalty on 8, which is, I'd say, responsible for most of that, but he's looking
There
quite
he goes
good.
for the direct.
Yeah, direct. Maybe he'll make up something there. We'll see how that comes through on the next split, if he gets anything from that direct move. He's super dry, super smooth, a little bit over the bow there, which isn't the greatest, but he's pulled it off.
Well, he's dropping back a little bit more. He's nearly 5 seconds off the pace now.
Yeah, I think the locals really have the key to this course. They really power it home strong like Pat did and Tomasz. Wow, he's pulled off that quite well, really high into the 19, so he could have clawed back maybe a second there. Let's see what happens. Held up on the stopper a little bit. You don't want that. You don't want to be hitting stoppers sideways. You don't want to, at any stage where you're coming.
It's going to be tight.
Fighting for a medal. Well, he moves into provisional third place, 3.82 seconds behind the pace, but crucially, Mate Benush will be aware of that and will know what he has to do to be a bit ahead in the Slovakia trials that Alexander McGee has brilliantly detailed.
I've been keeping up with the selection.
Well, next to go, he messed up in the French trials here, so he won't probably be going to the World Championships, but last weekend in Laseo he won. It's Denis Gago Chanou, who used to train here. I believe he hasn't for the last couple of years. He's gone back to Marseille to do some different stuff, as a different mindset, but he's certainly a very dangerous competitor.
He actually wasn't on team this year, so because they have 4 spots at this World Cup, he was able to come and also Martin Thomas hurt his hand, so getting into a little bit of trouble.
Don't think it will hurt him too much. It looked a little bit awkward.
It looked, he managed it well.
But you'll notice how much he's using the water at the top. He doesn't look like he's paddling very hard. He's really high into 8, straight through into 9, really clean. He's probably going to get this jump through here off to the right.
And he's ahead of the split.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Just, yeah, if you pay attention to the pacing that these local French, for him, he used to be his home course. It'll really pay off in the bottom. He'll have a lot more energy, so you could see him even make up more time in the bottom.
Let's see if this is going to be a Frenchy podium.
It could well be. It's one of the last 3 competitors to go, and we saw in the last split he was up. He's just fractionally a second down now.
He could make up that time, like Ethan said, in the Kraken, so let's see how he executes it. Oh!
No, that's going to be expensive.
Did his T-grip? Oh.
What did he actually do?
It looks like he just let go of the T-grip.
I felt like the T-grip had gotten... I don't understand what happened there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll ask him a bit later when he's calmed down.
Yeah.
But it's
But
still
he still
something
has
that
a
can go
strong
for
time.
a podium. 97 is the top. It's not going to be too far out of the top place.
Wow.
Just under 100,
That's
yeah.
impressive. That's too bad for the...
Good to see the respect amongst the teammates, both of them there.
Yeah.
Especially when you're beating them.
So who have we got up next?
Well, it's a guy from the USA who, Fabien Lefebvre, clearly French. He decided to change nationalities a couple of years ago. He was the world champion in Deep Creek and hasn't yet, he could have done it, but he hasn't actually run any World Cup so far. Looks like he's probably not going to be available for the Olympics in the USA team because citizenship, there's no loopholes, you have to bide your time apparently, but here he goes. I know there's a few light-hearted boos and when he came across earlier this week, so the Frenchies are sticking to their character. Don't leave us and we won't support you. But he's suddenly a good paddler to watch. He claims he hasn't really been much in the water.
As much as the Frenchies sometimes have a bit of trouble with Fabien, they still admire his paddling so much.
Well, to be a world champion in K1 and C1 and pretty much
also
up
a
there
medalist
in
in
C2.
C2, so
Anyway, let's watch
with
it run.
Denis Gargot.
He's looking reasonably good at the top. You notice he's quite high into 8. I don't know if he'll be as quite on the pace of Pierre.
Well, 1.28 seconds down, as you can see.
Yeah, you also notice he's paddling a kayak in a kneeling position, and he's also switching hands. So he's the closest thing that C1 is to being a kayak.
But he's been known for revolutionising the sport for many a time. He's messed up there.
Oh. Wonder what happened there. I know he hit his stern.
Yeah, he won't be happy with that. He definitely came to Po to prove a point. And today hasn't worked out for him, so... And
this is going to be his last international competition of the year. He won't be going to World Championships, so it's too bad.
Well, he made the final without really having as much practice time as he normally has.
Yeah, I understand he had a very busy week coming back into France. A lot of interviews, a lot of interest around his arrival. Maybe that's gotten the best of him at this point, but who knows? I suppose he can answer that, but
we do know we do have 2 Frenchies in the medals, and Sidiris Tassiadis is sitting on the hot seat, but Matej Benes has been on sparkling form so far this season. He took a second last weekend, and we'll have to see how he goes forward today. And it's, as we've mentioned many times, it's incredibly important for him that he actually finishes above Michael Martican, who is so far in 4th. Slavkovsky came just outside the finals, so it's going to be really tough for him.
I imagine the pressure is on. Knowing that Martican is stuffed up doesn't necessarily mean that the pressure's off for him.
But so far, he's managed to pressure real well, I find.
Well, in various interviews, he says, no, it doesn't concern me at all. Which clearly means it does.
He's been taking it easy, resting between, so I think that he's really well prepared mentally and physically.
Next 100 seconds again to see. As you mentioned, he did seem to slow up a little bit in the semi-finals, so perhaps a bit more progression there. Last week, he didn't take as many risks as normal.
Nice.
He must be really conscious of the situation.
I think he's probably seen Pierre's run, and I imagine knowing him, he wants to go for the win no matter what, so he's going to take some risks. That looks really good. It's going to be just down, just 0.6 down.
Well, that's okay.
That's okay. It could all be made up.
Yeah, he's definitely got the fitness for it on the bottom section, so I think he could claw it back.
Yeah.
Well, the crowd's very, very quiet. That's the great compliment. They don't want to give him any encouragement whatsoever. And there's a good crowd. There must be 10,000 people here, all hoping that he messes up.
No.
Well, 1.14.
Yeah.
That would put him in second place.
Could all be made right at this point here. High pressure move.
Nice. Go, go, go.
He's had to paddle a little bit into the back, so I don't imagine he will make up that much time in the move.
You
But,
can't hear a whisper outside, which means it is a good run.
Yeah, it's a very good run. He stayed clean the whole way through, so he's definitely going to be in contention.
Sweet up.
Well, first he's 97, second is 99.09. It looks like he's going to go. Where is he going to be? Oh, second place. And he's delighted. That's another.
Wow. All weekend
Wow.
he's just kept up the top.
Well, that's pretty much ideal because we have a Frenchie to win, which is what the locals want.
Yeah.
And Matti Benes is keeping the competition very, very much going.
Wow.
Yeah, it looked like that run was about much more than today's race. It's about the race within a race for Olympic selection.
I mean, and he took it conservative. He opted for the spin at the gate 5, is it?
Yeah, I think it's gate 7 actually.
He opted for the spin, kept it conservative, knew that he had to make a good solid run for Slovak selection, so that's what he did.
I guess that's what elite sport's all about, isn't it? It's having the pressure and being able to carry off what you've practiced 1,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's very few people that can actually do it. When you have a look at the field, there's probably many athletes that are capable of running these times, but it's...
Well, the results. France gold, Pierre-Antoine Thiard, Slovakia silver, Matti Benes, and Denis Gagoshanu takes the bronze for France of Wales. Sidus Tasiadis just missing out, and Michael Martican takes some points in the crucial selections with Fabien Lefebvre. Great to see him in the final, but clearly didn't do what he wanted to do.
It's a little bit disappointing that Fabien didn't quite have the run that he wanted. It's always good, I think, from an athlete's perspective to see him paddle. He always paddles so smoothly and very innovative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that he was trying to concentrate on also other aspects of his life this year, so at the same time.
Well, there you go. We're going to have a bit of a switch around for the next few minutes. Ethan, you're going to be kicked off the commentary. Please stay here.
Yeah.
And we've got another guest coming in the next couple of seconds. So thanks so much. We'll see you hopefully in a few minutes. Just doing a slight bit of change around here. We've got a great studio. It's right on course side. And we're looking forward to the competition. The next guest, luckily, doesn't need much introduction. We'll just see him put his headset on, and it's actually it's in English. Tony Estanguet, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
We're very good. We had a great weekend. We've seen you've been mobbed by pretty much everyone in the last few days. You're the chairman of the local organising committee for 2015, 16, 17. Also, you are a triple Olympic champion. So you've just been next door with one of the other channels, doing a bit of commentating on the C1 men. How was that?
Yeah, it was great. Very exciting to be now on this role. I don't miss at all. I found it so difficult to ring today. The design of the course is really difficult. This venue here is so particular, and I know it very well. But this is fantastic to see how this event is organizing now, and people looks happy on the bank. So I'm very happy.
And it makes a good difference, I guess, for the local crowd that a Frenchie managed to come fast.
Yeah, that was exciting for Pierre-Antoine to win today. I think it's great. It's his first final of the season, and he wins here. So this is fantastic for the French team. I think we saw a very nice final. Also the Slovak team with the Olympics qualification in the line with Matus Benus and Martican was very exciting, and yeah, definitely the show was there, and I'm very proud of the C1 guys. Yeah.
So it's a great crowd. It looks like there's lots and lots of animations going on, and it's this is what canoe slalom should be about, isn't it? It's family, it's athletes, and it's general public taking advantage of the great facilities.
This is the world of whitewater, and definitely we have to make it more fun. We have to make it more accessible for the people, and here it's great to see the youth interested in this sport. They can try canoeing also for free on the river, and
I'm just going to break you off because we look at the latest the final World Cup standings for the C1. It's Mate Benes who, as we predicted, because most of his competition actually didn't make the final, he's actually won the World Cups for this season. So well done, Mate, which great performance under pressure. Like yourself, you seem to have mastered pressure. It's not as easy as it thinks, I guess.
Yeah, this is really hard to manage these kind of different goals in the season with one more time the qualification for 4 years coming in 1 month, and the World Cups here. And I remember when I took the start here in Po in 2009, I was completely off with the pressure, and it's not easy to manage.
Someone else who knows how to handle the pressure is Jessica Fox. She's currently leading the World Cup standings. Katerina Hoskova is going to really push her all the way. It's double points. It's difficult to see who's going to do best, but on someone who handles the pressure better than most is Jessica Fox, who's going to be the second last to go. Look at the standings here. This is the 10 athletes in reverse order of the timings they had in the semi-finals with penalties. Katerina Hoskova, she had a maiden victory on the World Cup tour this year in Prague. She clearly is an ex-world champion here. There's David Florence, as you see, walking past, messed up his C1 run, but has to concentrate for his C2 run this afternoon. Hoskova's just about to go off. This is a live question, but Tony, have you got a few minutes to stay, or do you need to shoot off?
I can spend 5 more minutes with you, yes.
And Alexander McGee sitting in awe of the great master, but you're still here. Tell us what your thoughts are. You are C1 paddler.
What my thoughts are for C1 women? I think that
for this young lady.
Oh, I think she definitely has the potential to be a medal contender. She's a very strong paddler. Very it's great advantage that she switches, and I'm really excited to see what she can pull off here. So far, so good.
I'm impressed because I really know well this course, and I can assure that it's really hard to manage this design. Here it's a very hard move between gate 7 and 8, and we see that the ladies are able to manage it. So I'm very impressed.
Yeah, the level has tremendously improved, and I'm just so excited to be part of it. I mean, today I'm not in the final, but I'm extremely excited for these girls. And
well, we've seen Katerina take on all sorts of types of water, so she should be at home in this fairly big water, and she looks like she's not mastering the course, but not being thrown around with it.
Yeah, I think that she can definitely be still on course, even with a few touches. She can make up time in the Kraken move. So
this is now the moment when the competition starts to be difficult.
Oh no!
Exactly. Yeah. This final line is very hard to find, and with the tiring moments.
And this next move has been causing all sorts of problems.
Come on. Yes. This is the last big hole of the course, and
she surfs it backwards, and then she has to go up again.
Yes.
But she's lost a lot of time, but she's remained lucid.
Exactly, it's important to keep focus on to the finish line, and you never know what can happen with the others. So you have to try to do your best, whatever happens before.
I think she's definitely tired from that flip and stuff, so she's managing well, considering.
And this is also the characteristic of this course. When you start to have some troubles, it's really, really difficult to come back on the right lane. So,
well, she's set down a precedent which is 153.68. Always smiling, even though
she knows
she's
it won't be
completely
enough.
exhausted.
Yeah, but she keeps a good attitude. That's what's great.
This is the Czech spirit.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try and keep you just for one more race, Tony. So and then
to improve the spot presentation, and here it's interesting to see how much we work with also the athletes to in the finish line with the cruise and cry zone and the start, and we really want as organizer to valorize the athletes, and we try to do it as much we can. So we know we will improve the situation for the next 2 years, because the World Championships here in 2017 in Pau will be the best, I hope, and definitely we work hard to improve it.
And let's have a word from Miran. How is she performing?
She's performing very well. Definitely, she's taking some risk, and even if she has 2 touches at the moment and a new one here, I think the time will be very fast. So this is another strategy. Unfortunately, I think here she will be in trouble with missing the gate 17, and as I told you, the last few gates are very, very hard to manage, because the current is very strong at this time of the course.
And just a word about your run in 2012, which was still people gasp at. What went so right?
I think during my whole career it was one of my favorite runs, and definitely it was a special moment on this course at home, to be able for once to be exactly on the right time and have the right strokes at the right moment, and it's so fun to be exactly in symbiose with with the water, and this is one of the great memories of my career.
And that was just 60 days, I believe, before the Olympics, when you didn't do too badly then either.
Yeah. It was a good step for me in terms of confidence to build confidence before the games.
Well, thank you very much for stepping in. I know you have a lot of hands to shake, a lot of things to do. When you go out the door, can you still bring in Ethan? Or do you want a quick comment on one of your compatriots?
Yeah. It's not a very good start, unfortunately. Allez.
This is Lucie Badu, who made it, and they did very well in Liptovsky, but took a 50-second penalty there.
I actually really like her style of paddling. I think that she's going to be really, really good, really strong. I think it's too bad she had this mistake. She's such a strong paddler. She's so young, and she's doing a good job by staying focused, not giving up despite what happened.
To fall over on the starting line, is that just stress and pressure?
Oh, it's definitely a bit harder to recalibrate, refocus, but I think the best athletes are able to do that. And right now she's doing a good job.
But let's be fair, she's not out of it, is she? She's only 8 seconds back at the split.
Yeah, she's fast. She knows well the course, and here it's a very nice 11. So maybe she can come back in the good line.
I mean, there's definitely going to be a few surprises. I think that because the course is so difficult, there are going to be some troubles. I mean, it's going to be expected, and so she knows this, and that's why she's not giving up and going to try and push her hardest.
Well, 7.8 seconds off, so she's made a second up, so it's still not over if they want to chase a medal, but we do have some big hitters to come. We've got a couple of Brits. We've got Nuria Villarubla, who's the under-23 world champion, who took a 50 last weekend. Jess Fox, who's not too bad either. Well, she's the same problem as Katerina Moskova.
This is the biggest fall of the course, and it's very, very strong. Come on.
Don't give up.
So energy levels, I guess, are not going to be at maximum at the moment.
Oh, she's probably real tired at the end. From the flip at the beginning to...
But all respect, she's
Oh
keeping it.
no,
She was keeping it going.
she was.
I'm sure I'm not able anymore to do this kind of difficult course, so I respect so much these ladies.
Well, it's not her day. We finally will let you go, Tony. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate so much all the effort in the IOC and everything that you do in this great sport. Thank you. And please send Ethan in if you can, if he's out there. Well, Ros Lawrence, she hasn't. It's the first. I think it's the first time she's been home to Australia in Australian winter for about 8 years.
Yeah.
Because she different tactics, I guess, in the Australian team, but she's back with a force, isn't she?
Yeah, she loves this course. I think she's real happy to be here, and she chose strategically to come to this World Cup, and she's been throwing down, so... Oh, and that was close. We'll see what... They've called it clean, so that's good.
Close, but they've called it clean.
Oh,
Yeah, all
no.
sort of
And there we
angles,
go.
too early. Oh, she's stuck on the rock.
Yeah, that 8 looked like it was a close call, so...
Well, the judges
We'll
will
see.
certainly be reviewing it from every possible angle. It's
Yeah.
not 100% viable with the equipment we have. It's pretty good.
Nice spin. She's also being helped by a local. Edam Leria has been coaching her, so hopefully, you know, she's got some real good advice from him. Some insight. Oh no! And that's definitely a sticky hole to be in. I've been in there once. You know, she's not giving up. That's real good. I mean, I don't know if she knows that she got a 50, so we'll see.
See how she goes.
Oh, and she's doing it real well. Nicely executed. One of the best we've seen so far in the final. So
Well, she needs to keep going despite that, because the 50 can always be appealed. Didn't
Yeah.
actually see how clearly it was, but that can always be appealed, so it's certainly worth keeping going. And obviously with ambitions in the C1 and K1 in this crucial year, it's vital that she has the practice, I guess, at this stress level.
yeah, exactly. Believe she also has her K1 this afternoon, so hopefully she'll still have
Keep
the
energy
energy.
level to go, I'm sure she
Yeah.
will. And comes over the line with 190, so 30 seconds. No one's really mastered this course yet.
I think she knows where she got the 50. She didn't see that. Aw.
You're on film, girls.
Always
Katrina Hosker,
smiling.
always smiling there.
And there's Vicky. She's fourth actually in the World Cup standings. So, I
Everything
mean,
to play for today.
Vicky Dobrosta.
But Oscar has actually
It's
missed
not
out
exactly
on the
so,
final.
and this one's worth double points, so she could actually maybe be third in the standing if she pulls on a good run. Nicely executed.
Does well in the K1 as well.
Yeah, she's not on team for K1 this year, but she's really pulling through in C1, and so it's really nice to see.
And obviously doing something right, because she's caught the eye of Red Bull. I guess they're based in Austria and she is, which helps. But
Yeah.
one of the 5 or 6 athletes that they've handpicked to represent the brand.
Exactly, they definitely spotted that she's a great kayaker, great charisma, great personality, so. Nicely executed. This could be a real good run. I'm excited to see the Krakow. Kraken. Krakow.
A special job. Right.
Nice. Good
I
job.
think it took a 2-second penalty, but was very, very fast.
Very
So
fast.
she certainly absorbed all that. Well, this
This
is
could-
looking like it's going to be the reference run.
This could definitely be a medaling run if she continues what she's doing right now. One little touch, that's fine.
Coming to the end of the course, and it looks like she's done a very
Pulling
solid
hard.
performance.
Wow. What was the fastest time of the
I'm just
semi
looking
again?
it up as we speak.
Real good run from Victoria. Wow. Good on her.
Well,
It's one of her first years training full-time C1, so must be weird, but at the same time very rewarding to see that she's able to do.
well, she's very much up there because Nua Villaruble came through clear in 1:24.75.
So she's definitely in medal contention.
Yeah, very much so. And Jess Fox was 2 seconds behind Claire Jackie, who was also slightly off the pace. Who we got now? It's Yasmin Royal, who's well supported. I said if she makes the final, I'll say hi to little brothers who are 12 and 10. That's Luke and Christopher. Kay and Dave, the parents are here as well, so they're having a great weekend out.
Yeah, the British have tons of supporters, it seems, in Laseo over here. It's great for them.
Well, it's a great road trip. They always take a corner of the actual park and make it their own.
Yeah.
And she'll be coming past us in a couple of minutes, so let's expect some cheers from the
Oh,
Brits.
a bit late.
Well, she's so far up on the split, which is great. We have to mention that Kimberly Woods, who's been ill all week, had, I think, 150 seconds of penalties in this race, so sadly didn't make it to the final. Mallory Franklin has chosen not to compete this week, so this shows the strength of depth in the British team.
Yeah. Hopefully Kimberly can pull through in K1. She still has a...
She managed to keep her. Every time I see her, she says, yeah, I'm feeling fine, but she's looking a little bit pasty. Let's see if the manages to put things together.
She's a great young paddler, so
There we
hopefully
go,
she can.
Yasmin. From the same club as someone called Richard Fox.
Oh, wow. Don't know who
Goes,
that is.
Well, 9.2 seconds off the pace, but there's still a huge margin between first and second. Vicky Wolfhart came in at 1:27, and Katerina Hoskova
She
is
seems
26
online.
seconds back. Let's see the crucial bit. Well, that's good.
Yeah, she executed that nicely. I mean, it wasn't the quickest, but it was still real good.
Finally, we have some air conditioning, which is great. The little cabin was just trying to overheat a little bit.
Yeah.
There she goes, great overhead pictures.
And I don't think it'll be enough to take out Vicky, but, you know, still a good solid run.
Well, second position is 1:53, so I think there's going to be plenty of scape as we have our sixth competitor coming down the line. Well, moves into provisional second place. Do we see some emotion? No, just tiredness.
Tired.
Second Brit of the day to come down, it is Ellie Gibson, who shot to the international scene with her medal last year in the first World Cup in London. And we all know we're going to go to London in about 3 weeks' time for the World Championships, and so she's certainly used to big water.
Yeah, I watched her yesterday. She looks strong. She's been paddling well, so hope that she pulls through what she knows how to do it, so hopefully she executes it.
Well, so far looking clean, clearly working on a strategy.
Yeah, she is one of the few paddlers who doesn't switch as much. I'm as well as a righty. Oh, there you go, she switched. But you can tell that she feels more comfortable on her right.
There's a
and
problem.
There she misses out on 3 gates or 2 gates, so that's unfortunate. But
so where's the cut-off level and you decide, no, I'm too tired, or she's at the moment she's fighting to go back up, which of course you're clearly allowed to do.
yeah, you're allowed to go back up for your gates, and I think that's the most sportsman-like thing to do, is to complete the course, put on a good face, and
Oops.
oh,
Well,
little
you can see
trouble
she has
there.
fins on the bottom of her boat, hasn't helped today.
No.
It's all going to be down to...
You know, she's not giving up.
Just
Yeah.
how much energy is going to be wasting. Medical student at Edinburgh University, I believe, so she still has to
Wow.
put all her efforts in this. Yeah, this is one of those gutsy performances.
Yeah, I mean, she's still pulling through, trying to enjoy this beautiful course, and, you know, it's great to watch her.
So while she goes around, she's clearly not in contention at the moment. Tell us a bit about yourself. You decided to only graces with one's presence this season.
I was going to school, so I decided to focus on school. You know, this C1 woman is in the Olympics, so...
Sorry, Alexander McGee from Canada. Sorry.
Yeah, C1 woman isn't in the Olympics, so I had decided that this year would be a good year to focus on my school, try and finish my degree in conflict studies and human rights. So I have 1 more year, and in 2016 I'll be done. I'm excited to see the decision of the Olympic program in 2017, and we'll see from there what I'll be doing. But Po is just one of my favorite courses. I had to come. I had made team, and so I decided last minute that I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to race on this course.
Okay, let's go back to Ellie, and she's still bravely fighting on.
Yeah, and she executed the Kraken move very well. You know, she did that way better than a lot of the girls, so still holding on.
Hopefully she'll get a good respectful round of applause when she completes the course.
Yeah, you know, she's fighting, and that's really nice to see that she's keeping a good attitude. You know, she's tired. She 50'd gate 23. She's going back up to get it, and that's great. All right, now we have Claire Jacquet, who just seems like she got into a little trouble as well. Did she? Didn't see the top, but
as the girls are set
oh
off
yeah, there you go.
Every 2 minutes, unfortunately, we couldn't. Or 3 minutes, we have to go on to the next
Yeah.
competitor here. May have advantages. It's Claire Jacquet from France, but she's taken an early 50, which is not going to help the plan of today's attack.
Yeah, it's too bad for her. You know, she definitely had a home course advantage. She trains on this course lots, and
It just shows how challenging it is, which I guess is what should be, shouldn't it?
yeah, that was beautiful up. She is a great paddler. You know, it's too bad that she got that 50.
Well, it looks like the
Great,
situation.
great. That was so awesome. That was really good.
And completed the most difficult parts of the course, but unfortunately you can see on your screens on gates number 8 and 9, missed out. It looks like there's another touch going on. So it looks like Vicky Wolfhart has a medal. It's a case of which colour it's going to be. Well, again, completing the course, I think we probably will have time to show it because she had masses of penalties, but the actual pure time was good.
Yeah, she did miss an upstream. That is something to consider. So
Well, the third fastest time of the day, and thanks her local family and friends.
yeah. She's also kayaking P with Pat and Thomas Cochelin.
They've had extraordinary results this weekend. Lots
Yeah.
of athletes into the final, which shows that the hard work and motivation is pulling off. Jess Fox is the leader of the World Cup standings so far. And as we say every week when she makes the final, she won last weekend in Sayé. She is the double world current champion in C1 and K1, and won the silver medal in the London Olympic Games in K1, part of the Fox dynasty. And Naomi, little sister, who did extremely well making some finals, isn't here. But let's see how Jess goes.
Yeah, she's definitely one of my favorite paddlers to watch. She's so smooth on the water. She competes with some of the best men. She beats some of the best men. the C1 men's time, not the best, but she's up there, and people love to watch her.
And 2.6 seconds up, and a great diplomat for the sport as well. And the crowd here love it because she's mother. Miriam is French, so clearly she gives all her interviews in French for the local people, which makes them happy.
What's great is she's so modest as well.
Whoops.
Got in a bit of trouble, but you know, she got the gate, and so Vicky Wolfhart also had a touch. Oof. Tight calls, but she's got him.
Now,
Nice. She got that
section
direct.
coming up. Where's she going to be on the split? Well, she's really in touch. 0.61. So it's a case of if she goes clean over the next 20 seconds, it's going to look good.
We'll see how the Kraken move goes down. Oh yeah. That was good. That was real good. I think it's going to be tight between Jess and Vicky, but see what happens. Oh no, and she loses the gate. She has to go back up.
Every stroke.
She'll lose a bit of
half a
time.
second.
Yeah.
So this makes it more interesting because I thought she was going to sprint ahead and take the glory,
Yeah.
but now it comes down to the last little bits of energy. 125.08 is what to go for. It's going to be desperately close.
Oh.
125, remember. Oh,
Oh, wow. Good job.
well, she moves into first place.
It's she is relieved. She knew.
She's been in a dogfight today, isn't
Oh
she?
yeah. You know, that's really impressive of Jess is she often is super good at refocusing, and it's a huge advantage.
And now it's Nuria Villarubla, the current under-23 world champion, who last week on her home course was the fastest in the semis and then took a 50 in the final, which was a great shame for the locals. We did a profile on her, and she's a teacher, almost finished her children teaching, and is incredibly popular. So every single person in the village knows her. But how is she going so far?
She's going well. She's doing really great job. She just did the spin really nicely, so she can definitely be in the medal contention so far.
And Nuria, how's Nuria going?
Oh, she's doing really well. She's definitely one of the most powerful sailing women, and seeing her run with some mistakes in gate 11 in Laseo, and she still had an incredibly fast time with, unfortunately, a 50-second penalty.
Nuria Newman, welcome. Thank you very much for coming in. You're competing later this afternoon, Sam. I had to double question you to make sure it doesn't affect your plans, but as a real pro, you said no, it's no problem.
Wow, she looks real good. Solid spin, no touches. This is definitely a medal in contention run. So we'll see at the Kraken how she throws down.
Well, she's last to go, and she's very much in touch, just half a second off the pace.
Yeah, but if we remember below, Jess had to loop for a gate, so if she executes it well, it could be real nice. And there you go, she's killing it. Go, go, go.
Yeah, 18-19 is definitely one of the crucial moves, and she did it perfectly. Now she's getting a little bit stuck in that hole, but she's still like taking her time to get the gates properly, and I think she could definitely take the lead. It's just gonna be tight. It's an exciting race for the C1 women.
Well, you can oversee the flows that are quite powerful here
Wow.
on this pro course.
She's very
Is
much
she
in touch.
gonna do
same
it?
timer.
Where's
She's
it
gonna
going to
do
be?
it.
It's going to be really close. Yes,
Oh.
she takes the victory.
That's a very well-deserved victory.
She paddled that so well.
Is so good in sail, and she's a little bit disappointed, but like talked to her after a race, and she's, you know, it happens, and she's disappointed but not down, and it's great to see her winning in pro here. It's
Complete delight.
Oh,
Well, that's another event going. Jess Fox takes the silver medal with grace, as ever. We'll have to calculate as quickly as possible with her leader positions, but it's probably she's going to take the actual victory. I don't want to
Seems so.
stick out too far, but she's certainly a very, very consistent,
Yeah.
very strong paddler.
I'm interested to see how Vicky Wolfhart pulls out since she was fourth in the standings. So we'll see if she bumps
Victoria Liptovsky, who's done incredibly well. Who's part of the TIP program this
Yeah.
year, so it's
She's
great to see that she made the last two finals in Krakow and Liptovsky.
She's done a tremendous improvement. It's great to see.
We have you may hear the noises here. We have lots of ants that come to see us, but we have a no-kill policy, so we're just wiping them off the table. Well, we should have some standing. You can see in the middle of your picture the cable cam, which runs right along. Canoe single women final classification. Nuria Villarubla takes the gold for Spain. Jess Fox takes the silver for Australia, and Victoria Wolfhart takes the bronze for Austria, with Jazz Royal taking the fourth position. She's the first Brit. So it'd be interesting to see what are they going to show us now. A few slow-mos to really show us the emotions and the actions that are actually happening here. Alexander, I'm going to kick you off. Thank you very much for coming in
Thank you for having
to
me.
see us. It's been really great. Alexander McGee from Canada, good luck with your studies. We'll see you back on the circuit hopefully next season. And we have an American coming to join us. It's Aaron Mann from USA, top paddler, K1 paddler, knows all the athletes, been on the circuit an awful long time, and has a forthright view about most things. So let's see how we go today. Aaron, your thoughts so far?
Oh, been extremely interesting day so far. I mean, this is a quite difficult gate configuration they put out here. It reminds me kind of slalom skiing in the way that if you're a little bit off or a little bit late somewhere, then it all just keeps building and building, and you're going to end up potentially missing gates or having serious time errors.
Yeah, Ali probably just went to pick her bike, but we put it in a tree, so it should be interesting to watch.
Well, let's have the World Cup standings. Who is the champion for 2015? It's Jessica Fox, who wins by a huge margin over Katarina Hoskova. Victoria Wolfhard makes up a place, comes in third. Nuria Villarubla up there with the honours of well. Victoria Dobrodowska, great for Ukraine for the TI pre-program. Lucy Bader didn't say much about her, will be disappointed today. Anna Satila missed the final today, so she won't be too happy, but she's a great prospect, especially with Rio coming up. Julia Smith, Jasmine Royal, and Rosalind Lawrence, who hasn't raced as much as the others, which shows what a great competitor she actually is. So that standing's out the way. Next event that we're going to be covering here live from Paul, just to give you we keep switching around so much, we're trying to have experts in each field. We have Nuria Newman, who's a K1 paddler. We have Aaron Mann, who's a K1 mandling
Paddler.
And the men's World Cup standings, there's Vavra Hadalek, who is leading, who didn't make the final, maybe controversial, maybe not. Boris Neviu didn't make the final, he came in 16th, so it's going to be open for who's going to be able to perform and win the finals. It may be Joe Clark fancies his chances a little bit. Let's just see. No, he doesn't make to the final either, so it's going to be interesting to do some calculations in the next few minutes.
Yeah, it looks like it's between Tunka and Kauser, really, to end up walking away with the World Cup.
Well, a lot of local expertise here, and we do have some big names as well. Simon Bruce from Slovenia, who I believe has been a junior world champion, is certainly topping the list. Sebastian Schubert, who's won the world championship the last couple of years. Kauser, Molmenti, legend of the sport. So I'm going to start off with Matthew Dobie, who is actually a Belgian competitor who does work out of here, I guess, Nuria.
Yeah, he's training here all year round, so he's definitely having the advantage of knowing the course very well. But we saw that it's not the only thing that matters, because many of the French paddlers who train here all year round didn't make it and didn't manage to pull out some good runs. And here the whitewater it's bigger than in any other course. It's changing, and so you really have to take the information in time, and maybe being a local helps a little bit, but not as much as on some other courses.
Well, you're not born in the Pyrenees, but you certainly spent a lot of time here. Tell us about the course briefly.
Yeah, the course was built in 2008, and they've put a lot of change to it because it was really too random. So they did put some pieces of wood to make it more consistent, but it's still some of the waves are still moving, and so sometimes you have a really green wave, and sometimes it's crushing. So it's definitely exciting because it's white water and it's closer to some natural courses than many other artificial courses.
Yeah,
okay, what are we seeing now?
Where Dobie is right now is actually one of those spots that Nori was referring to, where the water's a little inconsistent. Sometimes you get a green wave there coming into gate 8. Sometimes it's a crashing wave, which makes it easier to come in higher into the upstream. Dobie seems to be going pretty well so far.
Yeah, he's having a really good run so far.
Good.
I think Simon Bruce's best time was a 94.
Yeah, 95, I believe, on the semi-finals.
Okay, so it will be interesting to watch his time, because he could be taking. He's obviously gonna finish in the lead, but he could be he could set up a really interesting performance.
Yeah, right here is the crux move of the course, in my opinion, because sometimes you're seeing people come into that hole at gate 18 with too much speed, and then you end up bouncing out of the hole. But it's like Dobie navigated through there without much problem.
Yeah, he made the move quite well, but we could see his boat was sliding a little bit. So I'm pretty sure some of the K1 men will manage to have a smoother line through the hole and get more speed in that upstream.
This is going to be a faster run.
Well, it's very good. Gives them something to think about. Clearly goes into first position because the first of the 10 finalists to go. Looks delighted with that. 96.21, less than a second slower than the fastest semi-final, and he's got a lot of mates here, and he wants a bit of support, which is fair enough.
Yeah, he wants to show you can't win in France without going through Belgium.
Yeah, no, and he's training with Pierre-Antoine Thiard, who just won the C1. So I guess it's also really good when your training partner is doing well before you run. You kind of really want to like gives you motivation, and it's good if it works for both of them.
Yeah, he doesn't want to let him one up him.
Okay, Daniele Molmenti, who just made it into the semi-finals, I think one of the second last to qualify, but is a great character in his day, and clearly is also the Olympic champion.
Yeah,
Praying for some good waves down the course.
Yeah, he was absolutely happy to be into the final, considering he just barely made the semifinal yesterday, finishing 40th. So he was the first one down the course and set the mark for everyone else. To walk away, even making the final is really great. So far, it looks like he's moving pretty smooth down.
And he's not short on power. Let's see how the aerobic work out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not short on power, but the thing with Poe is that
Ooh, a little touch right there. It looks like.
You can charge as fast as you can. It's maybe not gonna make you go faster than someone who will really use the water. And especially with this course, it's using waves. You have to go across. You have to like kind of use the holes, the waves. Make sure you jump at the right time, and we'll see. I think it will be slower.
Yeah, water versus man. Water always wins.
Well, he's not doing too badly because he's absorbed half of his 2-second penalty. We had all the top finalists, top 10 from the semi-final going clean, so it's not what he wants. I only have a no-kill policy for Ants.
I got it.
Off the table.
And Mathieu was showing his biceps in reference to Momenti on the.
Oh, I thought he was showing how tiring it was.
No. Daniel Momenti, very, very strong athlete, but he's doing he's putting together an honourable run.
Yeah, he had a good ferry across that hole, and he's definitely more smooth on the bottom section than he was on the top, so it should be interesting.
It looks like he's going to be around 90, 97. Yes.
Well, just moves into provisional second place. Let's see the emotion on his face.
The touch was a little costly.
There's quite a dark look. Nothing broken, but there's a dark look.
He's like, what did I do? What did I do?
It's good that there is no gate at the bottom, so he cannot break it.
We're referring, of course, to Krakow, where he was disappointed and tried to smash a gate with all his power. Didn't succeed, but got a warning apparently.
Yeah, well, he definitely shows emotion on the course and at the end. I remember at a World Cup in 2009, he hit one of the last gates, and that ended up taking him out of the lead and put him second or third. And I'm surprised he didn't give himself a concussion with the way he was punching himself in the head.
Well, we had Tony Estanguet with us a few minutes ago, and he said we want emotion, we want entertainment, and certainly he's up there with the best of them. Janos Petelin, again a paddler with local knowledge, I believe.
Yeah, Janos has been moving in Po. He's spending a lot of time here. Yeah, 3 Slovenians in this final. It's not a surprise, but it's really good. And I can definitely bet some money on one of the Slovenian for the win.
Well, there's a 30% chance anyway, statistically. With 2 to go, it's not the bravest bet of all time, will it?
I know, I'm scared. And he's doing good so far.
The
A little bit late in that gate number 7.
Pulls it out.
Didn't really catch the waves. He was like on the top, but not really in the waves, so he had to paddle hard.
Well, he's slightly off, 4 seconds down.
It's definitely costing some energy to do that.
He makes some time back up at the bottom of this course by just staying on line. So if he just keeps the boat running through the rest of these moves, he should be all right.
I'm sure he's looking for more than all right. Let's see how it's going to be going. Great overhead pictures again. You can see the flow coming under the bridge.
Yeah, this is a tricky move. You have to keep your boat flat through there, or else you're going to end up either getting stopped by the hole or bouncing too far over. So looks like he's navigated through that pretty well and carried some nice speed out of that upstream.
Yeah, he was about 3 seconds late, and now it's like 2.5. So he's definitely catching some time.
Oh, and getting high into this upstream, that's really, really good.
Not
key.
the fastest ferry cross, but then he managed to go really high in the upstream, so it's probably one of the best moves for like 18, 19 all day.
Absolutely. Let's see if he gets out.
Oh, touching the last gate.
Yeah,
Well,
tight on the pole.
Would that be tiredness?
No, that will be like... It could have been
95.
a really fast time.
But made the final. I think it was 86 competitors started out in the beginning of the week, and so to make it, 30 went through from the first heat, 10 had to battle it out to go through the second heat. and now we're in the last 10, so it's no mean feat coming this far. Another local, this time we're talking about Thomas Bessinger, who's elected to compete for Argentina, but again he's a Frenchie through and through.
Yeah, Thomas is also training in Po, racing for Argentina, and training with Mathieu Doby and Pierre-Antoine Thiers with the kayak in peak group. So it would be quite nice if he could pull up like a nice run and get on the box with his training mates.
Starting off strong, you see, he has a good feeling for the water here.
Yeah, and he's known to be like in the middle of the gate, smooth and like fast. Not really like big impressive moves where it would duck in the gate, but the boat is always keeping the speed, and he seems to be using the water very well on that ferry between 7 and 8.
And if you want to know anything about the water quality in this area, this is the man to ask for. What am I talking about? He's doing his PhD in water analysis of the area, so it's interesting.
Yeah, I've stopped to ask him because obviously we are sometimes paddling in some very dirty water, so I'd rather not know.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
Well, he came 11th last weekend, so he was a little bit disappointed with himself, but clearly has the potential to do something special.
Yeah, just carried real nice speed through that tricky section where the water's constantly changing.
He's slower than Mathieu Doby so far, but he was in line the whole time, so maybe he has like some more energy to have a strong finish, and it's gonna be.
Yeah, if he nails this, he has a nice chance to.
It's gonna be tough, but it's still possible.
But you say it's slightly unpredictable water. In other unpredictable water, which is Deep Creeky in the World Championships last year, he came 4th, so he's at home with invariables.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like, I don't know, it's like paddling on a natural river is my feeling when I was paddling here. Just it surges. It's not consistent like on artificial water. So.
Well, it's looking very good indeed. It's going to be really close.
He's going to be back in Dobie still. But still a great run from.
Second.
Well, two from the same team effectively. Belgium is first. Argentina is second. It's not often you say that in a canoe, in a kayak slalom race.
Yeah, well, because we only have one Belgian here.
It's a little bit controversial for the French people, I guess.
It's a diaspora, French moving around the world.
Globalization.
Well, it's not for us to debate the laws of nationality, but you certainly do put your coaches around the world.
Oh yeah, like Noria's coach Eve was in the United States for the early part of 2000 to 2004, coaching for us.
Well, I mean, and it's good. You have more people on the races, and I mean, if they're paddling like this, it's pretty good to watch. So I don't mind.
Great. So we just saw Matthew Davey, who's in the kiss and cry zone, and he's so far leading, which is great. It's Andrej Tunka from the Czech Republic next to go down. Perhaps a bit surprising, the only Czech athlete to make it down. As we saw, Vavra took a 50.
Yeah, that was a suspect call in my opinion, but and it's unfortunate because Vavra had a chance at winning the World Cup overall, but now he's rooting for his...
I'm just being told in my piece he's actually 3rd in the World Cup standings at the moment, and the top 2 are not competing, so this is important.
Yeah, Tonka has a chance here to take it out.
He's been touching one gate on that top section of the course. It would be in touch without the penalty, but it's going to be tough, so he's probably not going to make the podium, but it would be good for him if he was making a top 5.
Well, as we said, he's 3rd in the standings. He was 3rd in Prague. He was 4th in Liptovsky and 19th in Seye. So it's really got something to a big marker to put down today.
Yeah, it's a nice start to a World Cup career, considering this is the first year he's been on the Czech national team.
24 years old, trains in a really tough training group.
Yeah, I'm training with the Czechs, so I couldn't imagine racing against all those guys. You can name 10 right now that are real fast.
Well, that was fast as well.
Yeah, he's charging down. He did manage to catch up like a little bit of time, like half of a second, but
it's got to be around 90
much,
coming out of this upstream, the last upstream to have a chance.
Losing some time here.
They're taking out another gate. Well, I was just about to say that we have 4 competitors down with less than 4 seconds between them, but this is not going to be the best one of his career.
His raw time would have been there, having a chance at the
Well,
podium,
moves into 5th place. I'll have to... hopefully the mathematicians in my earpiece will tell us where and what happens and what needs to happen for the World Cup standings.
Yeah, it would be great for him to walk away. I'm sure Vavra would be stoked for him, even though he doesn't have a chance anymore of taking the World Cup overall. But seeing one of your countrymen do it, still great.
Well, let's see how many points ahead he is. He might still keep up. Vavra was leading quite convincingly. Anyway,
No, I
on
think
to
it's
the
double points actually. in this
next
race.
competitor, who is a certain Peter Kauser, who after his dislocated shoulder in London just a year and 3 months ago is slowly coming back to form. He took a bronze medal a few weeks ago. Let's see how he's going today.
Yeah, my first World Cup on the circuit was here in 2009, and I remember Kauser that year, and he just crushed it here, so he knows he likes this course, and it'll be interesting to see if he can put down another great run.
It's definitely starting pretty hard.
It's just comfortable in this type of water. Knows where to push. Oh,
That's taken that out.
well,
But you were saying, I know you were saying in commentary last week that traditionally before he always took a gauge 2 out, but he was just so quick that he actually was often up there.
yeah. In the old days, it would be Kauser had the fastest time by 4 or 5 seconds, but had 2 touches. But
Well, he's still in touch, isn't he? He's 1.23 down. Family, daughter here watching him, cheering him on, no doubt.
yeah. Pero really knows. Has the technique that Nori was talking about earlier, a very solid style, not taking tons and tons of risks, and just keeps that boat running. And not right there where he got a little caught in that hole, but he's right back up to speed and staying focused for this next section.
And you're just telling us, talking to him the other day, and he said he
Oh,
spent
yeah.
all his life
Catching
round
up
around rivers,
sometime.
so it's just so natural. Half a second down now, so he's coming back.
Yeah, he can make that.
Can totally make it, and his nickname is the Bullet, and it's for a reason.
Yeah, got a little pushed out of that hole. It was opened up
Not
on
the
him.
best ferry across, but Mathieu was not that good on that ferry either, so
Yeah, just got to press through these last few gates, keep it clean.
Well,
See
we're
when the cars fall.
potentially looking at a medalist.
Yeah, and he also has a chance
having
at the World Cup.
a good last upstream.
Time to reference, as you can see, maybe not 96.21.
Yep, he's got
We're
it.
easily into the lead by 1/100th of a second.
Yeah, he finds it just as funny as we do. It's awesome. Good for him. Stoked.
It's always good to see him at the finish.
He was a little downtrodden, I remember, at the first World Cup with the way he was paddling, so it's great to see him happy and smiling again at the finish.
And Matthew Davey had a smile in his face. Wonder what he's thinking inside. I suppose if you have to beat someone, you may as well be beaten by a true champion.
Okay. What can you, .01, what can you do?
Coming on the local. They've done something right here, and it's a great idea. When the athlete comes off the water, they grab them and have a few words for the public.
Yeah, they started this in Prague with Paya, who was racing, who was doing the TV presentation, and they just picked it up, and it's good because they have 4 different people, and they're moving around, so
Getting the raw
keeps
emotion
the
of
race
races.
entertaining for the spectators. It's definitely a big organization here in Prague.
Another French transplant on the course now, Lucy for.
Ball not too
Yeah.
far away from here, now represents and has his Australian passport.
Yeah, not so smooth on that move. He had to
Just give it a touch.
change his angle and had three big stroke on the same direction. Picked up a touch. I didn't see it. Gate number 4.
And I gather he's trying out a fairly new boat.
Oh, yeah, he's been paddling the Galasport Tic Tac this year, which a lot of paddlers favor. Seems to be paddling rather well. He was also in it last year at the World Championships. Made the finals in Deep Creek.
Yeah, he's not taking much risk in that. After the up left, just did.
Yeah, of course. As soon as you say he's not taking much risk, that's a lie.
So he knows he's probably a little bit late and risk it for the biscuit on that bottom section.
Nice and smooth through there. I didn't get the bow up, so he ends up a little lower, and he probably wanted to be in that upstream. But let's see if he's still in touch. Still in touch for having a chance to make it up onto the podium. Ooh.
Oh, and that was too tight.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to.
Athletic with all that fatigue in his body, still manages to pull it round.
Yeah,
And it's not going to be a bad time.
not at all, and that was a serious time error right there. Yeah,
Well, if it wasn't for mistakes, he'd be fairly close.
yeah, just outside. It's, I'm sure he's going to be a little disappointed with that finish in his run, but overall, it's a nice result to start before to have
At
on
least
your
we
record.
know someone who's going to be happy.
Well, Peter Kauser is, I was looking at the actual scores, because he had his 2-second penalties, he's actually 2 seconds faster than the field, so he's really put something down special.
Yeah.
3 competitors to go. Another of your compatriots, Nura.
Yeah, Vivian is actually the only French who made it for the final. It was quite surprising. Everyone was definitely expecting Boris, who had a great qualification and semi-final run, and didn't manage to pull it out like
And
later.
even Boris afterwards didn't seem to know why he'd messed up.
Yeah, I couldn't see where the time went away as I was watching that run.
You know, the field of the K1M is so good that sometimes if you don't go full speed, you don't make it. And Vivian is only racing the World Cups. He's not in the team for London, so has nothing to lose. And it would be good to see him doing well. And looks like he's just charging.
Yeah, just super comfortable out here as he did in his semi-final run.
And a good support crew running down, following him.
Yeah, all those.
Well, 1.75 up at the moment.
That's really fast.
That's a lot.
But we saw that Peter Kauser had a touch on that section already, so maybe we should put that in perspective.
Yeah, as you said, but once you get to this bottom part, that's where you can really gain and lose it. So just paddles like he just did on the first half of the course.
Well, it's the best run of the day so far.
He's rushing it through all these offsets.
Well, you can see 2.61 seconds up, crucially clean of well. Talking about Frenchies who haven't made the A-team, I've seen Etienne Dye here a couple of days ago wandering around. So there's a lot of friends of
Yeah, Etienne had some injuries
That was
the
very
past
nice.
2 years, so he's struggling a little bit. But
Everyone in the kiss and cry seems to know that was pretty quick too.
Well, it's his to lose, very much so. 96.2 is the time. 2 more gates to go. One last one upstream, and then it's just a matter of muscling over the line.
Yeah, he's gonna be
3 or 4 more seconds to go.
If he's over. If he's
Yeah, well into the lead.
oh, such a good run.
And is he happy?
No,
He's just he's pissed.
I think he's a little upset with that last upstream. That's why he's so.
good, such a good run. We saw Pierre-Antoine had taken the win and Vivian too, so it's great. And I think this was Anne Pousset who was racing. She's still smashing it, but refuses to go in first division so she can let the young paddlers on the national races.
Yeah, the last two athletes left in the start pool, Sebastian Schubert and Simon Bruce, have to hear the way the crowd reacted to that.
Well, here's an animal. I don't think he'll be too put off by this Sebastian Schubert. He's chosen not to go to the last couple of World Cup events, so he probably won't win the overall standings, which is one for the last 2 seasons. A deliberate technique to put him in the right frame of mind, right physicality for the London World Championships, which are obviously vitally important as the quota places available for the Olympics.
Yeah, from talking with him, he just has been disappointed with his final World Championship result, even though he's been in the finals, or was in the final last year, but just wanted to take more time to focus on London.
Last year and the year before, he had a great run, and I missed the pre-last gate.
He's a very, very good paddler. This is the course in 2009 he actually made his first World Cup final at, so he loves it, and let's see.
Well,
See
he's
how
looking
it
good
goes.
so far. I remember talking to him about Prague when he did actually miss the last part. I said, hey, Steve, you forgot the last gate. No, I missed the last gate.
Yeah, very big difference.
I can totally imagine this answer from German. They're like
9.
really straightforward.
Well, 2 seconds off the pace, which would put you
Little
in
bit
third position.
low in that upright, so
Let's see if he can gain a little bit right here by crushing this 18-19 move. Getting bounced around. Yeah, he got bounced out a little low, but like typical German paddling, he's pulling. So let's see if he can get himself a spot on the podium nonetheless. His last offset combination. Carrying good speed. He's giving a touch on gate 1. No, now he's not.
Okay, that might be some
Probably
technical
a
point, but he's
transmission
certainly
problem.
going to be out of the first place, moves into 4th.
Oh, yeah, he's not.
And there's certain frustrations there.
Yeah, he's looking good at the top. I'm sure he's upset with that finish. Vivian's happy because he knows he's got himself a spot on the podium.
Peter Kauser is happy. It will be second or third for sure. And the last one to go is Simon Bruce.
Pressure's on his young shoulders. He's still just 21 years old. Youth Olympic Game champion in K1 in 2010 in Singapore. 2012 Junior European champion. And in 2012 also he was awarded something called the Best Young Sportsman Award. So clearly there's a lot of early talent here. Let's see how he can put it forward under pressure.
He hasn't been outside the top three since starting this race, so he's got to feel confident coming off this round.
Yeah, I guess it's this kind of water that suits the Slovenians pretty well.
Hasn't made a final yet so far this year. Heats in Prague, 59th in Krakow, Liptovsky 18th, Seo 20th. So it's really this is the one to go for.
Absolutely, stepped it up some in Seo. Was not happy with the final result, but said likes this water. He's feeling really good out here. So as you can see in his paddling. So let's see how it all
Very
plays
much in
out.
touch with Vivian when we saw that the other K1 men were like more than a second slower. So it's looking good for him.
Ooh,
Tight ended up swim too tight.
that's some time right
He
there.
had to stop the boat, but
That was a nice spin. So just got to stay on top through the water here, which he does.
keeps it together. He can totally still challenge the lead.
Lead or pull himself onto the podium at least.
Where's the split going to be? It's 2 seconds back.
This is going to
And
be
that's
costly too.
another 2 seconds gone probably.
Oh, that's probably more than 2 seconds. It was definitely too high, and the boat stopped, and I guess it picked up a penalty on top of it, so it's at least 4 or 5 seconds.
Yeah, and then having some trouble with the water there. Bow buried a little. Slowing down the speed into that upstream.
And once you know it, it's just so hard to finish your run. But he's doing a great job. We saw that Vivian had almost 3 seconds of. It was 3 seconds faster, so it could maybe still. No.
Well, no, he's out of the medal, so we do have the medalists. French victory.
Actually, looking at the results, it looks like there's a review on Lucien Belfort.
But even if he comes off 2 seconds, it's not going to put him anything that's important.
Oh, that's one. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I can't read times. Wow, I need to learn to read. Oh,
Well, that was exciting, and a Frenchie wins again, which is they're not the big names who represent France. You probably before this, Nuriel, clearly you're a betting person. You'd perhaps put your money on France winning, but you might not have had to choose the right person.
Yeah, I would have probably put like money on Mathieu more than Vivian, for sure, because Mathieu is always very impressive here. But you know, having a long paddling season, sometimes it's hard to be good all the time. And I just hope that those guys will be like crushing it in London for the Worlds.
these guys seem like they're probably more relaxed racing a World Cup here than your selections, huh?
Definitely, selections here, it's
Brutal.
Well, here are the classifications of the K1 event. We've just seen Vivian Colobert wins the Gulf of France, Peter Kauser silver for the Slovenia, and Matthew Doby bronze for Belgium, which is we still have an appeal for Lucien Delfort unless all his 4 penalties come off. No, he only had 2, so it looks like he's not going to affect the results here. We're going to see now a few slow motions. There's Matthew Doby. Amazing concentration. Nuri, a couple of words from yourself. You're racing in 2 or 3 hours' time.
yeah, it's a long day. It's a long couple days for the K1 women and the C2 because everyone has finished their race and we haven't started yet. It's a really weird schedule, and yeah, we are bored. So it's good to come and do some commentating in between what we have to do because it's very, very long.
And I'm sorry, I misspoke when I was talking about Lucien. If they take that off, it actually might have an effect on overall World Cup standings. I don't know where he stands as far as having a chance of winning, but I'll be interested to see.
Well, perhaps they're just crunching the figures at the moment. They'll be coming through in the next 45 seconds time. Aaron, you let your place to Fabien Lefebvre this weekend, and he didn't make it to the final, but clearly he made it to the final in the C1. What are your plans?
Well, after this, we're heading to London for a training camp. Fabian's actually probably on his way home right about now. Look, from the way he was doing some of these gates today, it looks like he was more preparing for the freestyle worlds in a couple weeks in Ottawa than the slalom. But yeah, we're going to London for training for worlds, and then
Dane Jackson is better watch out.
Maybe not quite yet.
We saw Fabian doing the K1, C1, C2. I mean, it would be pretty good to see him in the freestyle boat.
Clearly a top athlete there. We're going to close with the World Cup standings, but we're on air again tomorrow, which is going to be really exciting for the K1 women and the C2 final. Keep going in Coastal Media. World Cup standings. It's Peter Kauser who's won it. 2:47. He'll be delighted with this from Andre Tunke, who couldn't quite bring his form forward, and Lucien Delfort 2:18 in third. Boris Nevu, a bit of a surprise, has fallen back, and Vavra, as he didn't make the final, was never going to do anything. But yeah, Peter Kauser.
Yeah, it's hard. You don't make the final if you don't make the final at the World Cup final, it's real hard to end up walking away with the win because it's double points here. So those guys who are in there.
Just shows that he's back to his top form and he's looking good for the future. Follow us on social media, YouTube. You can always watch the reruns of all the events. Hashtag ICF, Canoe ICF. If you have anything to say, we'll certainly look at your comments. We value your comments. It's the sun's coming out. We've got qualifications this afternoon. We're going to have some border cross. We're going to have a big party here tonight. So if you're in the region, come down and say hello. And it's great fun. There's Jean-Michel Fourneau, who's the chairman of the Slalom Committee, been working very hard. I'd like to thank Tony Stange for coming in today. I'd like to thank Alexander McGee. I'd like to thank Ethan Hodson. I'd like to thank Nguyen Newman. I'd like to thank Aaron Mann. Thank you for watching. I'm Matthew Layton. See you tomorrow. Take care.
Thank you.